Imagine it's a Friday evening. आप काम से घर वापस आते हो and you're happy thinking that Saturday and Sunday आप खुद के लिए रिजर्व रखोगे. But right at that time, you receive an email which says that Saturday you have some commitments at work and you have to be there. Yeah, you receive a call for the same reason. क्या उस मोमेंट में आपको ऐसा लगता है कि काश मैं ये ईमेल देखता ही नहीं या I wish I did not receive this call? And while thinking so, do you feel guilty that you are not responsible enough at work or you're not doing your work diligently enough? But more importantly, एक और सवाल आता है, is your co-worker or your boss or your HR supposed to call you post your working hours or take up your weekends or your holidays or your leaves? कुछ ऐसे ही सवालों का आंसर करने के लिए a private member bill was introduced in the month of December in the Lok Sabha. This bill is popularly known as the Right to Disconnect Bill 2025. But ये right to disconnect होता क्या है? And the bill answers it loud and clear. Right to disconnect एक ऐसा right है जो employee को दिया जाता है, which poses him to not be obliged to any work call beyond his working hours. That is, though the boss or the HR or anybody from the workplace can give him a call or text or email, he is under no obligation to answer it. और अगर वो ignore करता है, then there cannot be any disciplinary action taken against this person. But exactly how will the bill make it happen? So, according to the bill, there are two bodies that can be created. एक है Employees Authority, Welfare Authority, and another is Employees Welfare Committee. Now, the authority works at the state level, which has several ministries who are sitting together to comprise this body. On the other hand, the committee is at an individual level, जैसे कि कोई society या company हो. And ये जो committee बनती है, this is not composed of your HRs. This is composed of equal representation between the employer and the employee. तो ये committee एक charter release करती है, which dictates the working policies and the working conditions. कि आपका working hours कितना रहेगा, whether they can connect with you post your working hours, and what are the conditions under which it becomes mandatory. अगर employee खुद से agree करता है कि post working hours I will still be available, तब right to disconnect उस पे apply नहीं होती. But if he says 6 बजे मेरा काम खत्म and I have no relations whatsoever post that, इसका मतलब ये है कि 6 बजे काम खत्म. But कुछ चीजें तो important हो सकती है ना, when the employer feels that it is utter necessity to call the employee. तो ये सारे important terms उसी charter में रहेंगे, which allows the employer to contact the employee under certain conditions. But exactly why should this bill bother you? हाल ही में आपने बहुत सारे न्यूज सुना होगा where due to work pressure a particular employee goes through the threshold. And this bill actually aims at saving those employees from completely draining off their working energy. ये bill बस right to disconnect के बारे में ही नहीं बोलता, but also gives you certain other benefits. For example, state को ये mandatory किया गया है to introduce processes of digital detox, where it should be enabled to the employee to completely go on a digital detox and not use their electronics for a certain period of time, which is a very important thing if you currently see the social media and the news. On top of it, अगर आपका employer आपको तब भी call करे after you have given them the headline saying that you're not available for work beyond the working hours, in that case, he shall be liable to give you the overtime compensation. On the same time, this particular bill also introduces to provide personal life and professional life balance. This bill is surely legendary because it is one of those labor reforms which actually recognizes personal professional life by providing personal life counseling that becomes a mandate for the state. Also, जो overtime charges है, that is going to be double your usual working rates or wages. And the bill also states कि अगर आप बिल के policies या बिल के according नहीं act करते हो, in that case, that particular entity shall provide 1% of the basic pay as compensation to the employee for abridging the policies of the bill, which is surely a reformatory work that the state could take. However, this is a private member's bill. It has just been introduced in the Lok Sabha. It has not been passed yet. It has not been passed by the Rajya Sabha. There's a lot of negotiations, debates, discussions that are still pending. On top of it, हमें ये भी accept करना होगा that these welfare policies are not very easy to implement because इसके लिए बहुत ज़्यादा communication and discussions चाहिए which we currently do not have the strength of. At the same time, making certain sectors surely fall under this particular scope will not be possible. For example, academics. But is this kind of a law mandatory and necessary? The short and simple answer is yes. Because labor laws अभी बस आपके wages और आपके comforts को नहीं देख रहा है, but at the same time, it is opening its vision towards mental health of the employees. And this is high time that we understand and appreciate the value of such policies. If you like this video and you think this is a wonderful policy that must be introduced in workplaces, do comment and you can also like our video. And this is all for 2 रुपए की बात.